So I could think of as a like software developer, I could say like many instances like happen like this. So like when we have started developing our the farm mojo application which we have mentioned, which help the farmers to uh, manage their farms. So initially I did lot of research and to applying the which design pattern I need to use, what is the backend architecture. So then after doing the 15 days research, then I come up with one pattern which is also not suggested by the Google. So I also blindly believed Google. Okay, they are suggesting the block pattern. Why don't we go for? Then we just gone with that design pattern. So everything was smooth, and when we are adding more and more effect, then we realize that okay, now it is not a efficient sufficient way, because when we are adding more feature again, it is lead to the more coding and the maintainability is gone. After development effect, it takes 1 month, and then we were running it for 3 months. It's almost 4 months of time. It is already gone, and it is very difficult to go back again. And now they are saying that in Google itself, for we also come up with another design pattern, something like provider pattern, which is better than black pattern. So it is in software we cannot avoid Cobra effect in anywhere. So nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. It is only less problematic at the time of developing the product, right? So that is what my point. It could be happening in any industry, but that the postponing period is very less in software than any other industry, because rapid change is happening, and new technology is coming up. What you think perfect today, it's not perfect for tomorrow.
So right? It's like instant karma in software.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now we have everything done with provided pattern. Now we are still facing the same problem. Now we are planning to use stack pattern. Actually, we are now we are planning to change the provided pattern to stack pattern. Okay, so the main reason I wanted to use black pattern is at the time I wanted to use the streaming pattern, so that it's very easy to update the changes wherever it happens.
Okay.
Coordinating changes, it was seamless, very effective. So that's the main reason I went to the black pattern. And at the time, the Google also suggesting that they are using the black pattern into their own toolings. So that's what I also believe. Okay, so Google is using their own toolings. That this might be
a good solution
for us also. Yeah.
So essentially, what was supposed to have helped you solve the problem with minimal effort actually started consuming more and more effort when it became over a period of time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it had happened and still happening. It actually
and still happening. Okay.
Not a complete Cobra effect, but I would like to give two scenarios. One is definitely the SharePoint again.
Okay.
So, when we moved to the O365, right, SharePoint Online, and now there are the version histories for the document libraries have been, they have made some 500 versions have been pushed into, and
wow.
You can't
Okay.
Change it. Okay. So to the regular team sites and all, it is fine. But again, as when it comes to OneDrive, there's a challenge here. Again, the challenge is with when you have a different type of the license assigned to the end user. The company organization looks into that, and based on the usage of the OneDrive, they decided to go with some different the lower the costing license, where the OneDrive size is reduced to 2 GB.
Oh, per user.
Now, yeah, per user. Okay.
Okay.
So for initially it was for the other type of license it comes to with 5 terabytes, which is very pretty huge.
Mm.
But in some cases, see, this is a combination effect of the license and the version history. Some users started keeping their PST files onto the OneDrive. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Just imagine now, the PST is getting modified every minute, and every PST file, every version takes the same amount of file size, right? So
Oh.
your 2 GB is just vanishes within like that. So that is something. So version history, Microsoft introduced in maybe, okay, they would have done that, but it's a Cobra effect for us, not for Microsoft. Maybe Microsoft has done it intentionally. Then we have to, educate users to not to share keep the PST in the OneDrive, and that's how we have to educate and come out of that challenge.
So it's actually an interesting thing. The org goes to it such that we don't have data spread. The service provider comes with the intention, I'm going to help the customers by doing versioning. So actually it is double Cobra effect. 2 Cobras are working together to make it happen. So we should actually call it a double Cobra effect. Or interestingly, that leads us to it, right? We might have
same lines, right? I have read that in many of the blogs. Okay, initially the Azure migration, it would be I won't say Azure migration. Like take any cloud migration. It could be with AWS also, right? Okay. Initially the organization thinks that okay, if we just go take the infra to the cloud, okay, the cost get reduced because we are just. But initially, you can see that the cost just shoots up. Then you have to do the why it is happening. Then you come to know that you are paying as you use. Many of our servers, like a dev server or it's not being used on 24/7, but still those servers will be running. So that is where you will be getting charged. That side of one of the Cobra effect, what I could see, because we just moved there to the cloud to save the cost, but you will figure it out later that you are spend lot, and then you will take some lot of other measures to come to your original plan to reduction of the cost.
If the architecture is weak, then this effect that you are showing will really show up very high. On-prem, we'll get away with it.
Correct.
Sunk cost. It is a sunk cost in
on-prem. See, still the cost is paid, right? Poor architecture, you have to pay the price.
It is sunk cost. You are even if you waste resources, nobody will notice because they are already paid for all those things.
You are already
correct. So sunk cost is one thing which kind of camouflages, right? Camouflages the Cobra effect. There's another interesting thing which I thought about it, right? On-prem, the other cost is user dissatisfaction. Yeah, it will be slow. Now, what can you complain? You cannot. You'll just say, hey, it's too slow. I'm sorry, we don't have budget to get another software. Live with it. Okay. So if any problem comes in, we'll say, you know what? The hardware is old hardware. I did the solution well. Okay. It has only 8 GB RAM. That is the problem. But in cloud, we can't give that excuse anymore. No. So you have to ramp it up. So a poorly performing application you have the solution or the technology team has to throw more hardware at it to solve it. Previously, they could say, we don't have space in the data center. New hardware will take 6 months to come. All these excuses, the architects could give as an excuse and escape. Today, if you give that excuse, the executive management will say, hey, what? You saying cloud is all good? No, scale up. Now, the moment you scale up, the cost will shoot. So probably that camouflage effect, right, is actually removed because of a when we go to the cloud. It's kind of, but it's a very interesting manifestation of the Cobra effect. Deepak.
Yes.